Greetings preppers, greetings silver stackers, welcome to Prepping with Sarge. Today I'm going to do a little video telling you a little bit about myself and a little bit about the channel. I know what you're thinking, Sarge, this channel's been around for months, why are you doing this now? I just didn't get around to it. And with 2021 approaching, I'm working on my 2021 goals for the channel, so I figured I got to get on it. Stay with me now. All right, so my name is Sarge, and let's start with that, right? So I get a lot of questions of, why are you Sarge? Where'd you get that name? So I actually got the nickname Sarge, and it's just a nickname, right? It is not a military rank. We're gonna talk about that in a second. So I got the nickname Sarge like 27 years ago when I was a freshman in college. That kind of tells you how old I am. Shh, don't tell anyone. Anyways, I got it about 27 years ago when I was a freshman in college. I was pledging for a fraternity, and a couple of the upperclassmen said that I reminded them of one of the other brothers who was nicknamed the Little General. I became Sarge, or Sergeant, and then I became Sarge. And then eventually I did get elected to the Sergeant at Arms position for the fraternity. It just kind of stuck. I've got shirts with it, I've got branding with it, I've got things that are engraved with it, I've got all my social media associated with it, I've got my emails that I've had since the 1990s associated with it. So everybody outside of YouTube knows me as Sarge. It is not a military rank, and I will always clarify that when people ask, it is just a nickname. Save the thanks, save the valor for those who have earned it, and people like my dad, people like my nephew, right? So what's the channel about? So I am doing what's called modern day survivalism. If you're not familiar with that is, my inspirations are people like Jack Spirko and Furfal. Jack Spirko is he does have a YouTube channel here, but he's mostly known for the survival podcast. And him and Furfal were kind of the two originators of the modern day survivalist. What that is we talk about disaster probability, right? So you're much, much more likely to deal with issues like a layoff from work, a medical issue, a hurricane, a tornado, things like that, than to deal with, the bigger issues like, I do talk about pandemic, I do talk about the possibility of economic collapse, and I might talk about like zombies as a fun thing, but I don't get into the channels that are talking about tactical preparedness and stuff like that. And I'm not really qualified to do that. You have some training in that, but I'm certainly not a trainer. And there are channels on here who can speak to that much, much better than I am. I know you guys know I've referred to some of those in the past, and I'll continue to refer to some of those channels. If I talk about any of that stuff in the future, it's going to be probably minimal. My focus, again, is on the modern day survivalism. That's like financial preparedness, storm preparedness, healthcare, growing your own food self-sufficiency, and just general day-to-day being more prepared to deal with the little crises and the medium crises, as opposed to like the world's going to end crises. And again, we will talk to some of those channels. I love doing collaborations. You guys know I've done that in the past. I'm going to continue to do those, and we'll talk about some of that stuff going forward. I also do product reviews. I love to do knife reviews. I can only do those once in a while because I have to buy my own knives, unless there's somebody out there that wants to sponsor me down the road, And if a brand deal comes my way, I'm open to that. I'll tell you like, hey, this knife was donated to me by such and such a company, or so-and-so paid for this. Hopefully we get to a point where the channel's making a little bit of money and I can put the money back in and do more of that kind of stuff. As for the product reviews, I talk about products that I enjoy, that I've personally used and that I endorse. So when you get a link from me, like to an Amazon, right now is the time of filming this, October 2020. It is not an affiliate link. I do plan to add affiliate links, and several of my viewers have suggested that. When I make that change, I will make that clear in the description so that if you use my link, I'll get a small commission. An example of that would be, there's a flashlight company that I talk about a lot, and in the description. And in the description, it does say, and I've tried to mention that every time I talk about it, that if you use my link and create an account with them, I do get a small store credit for that, okay? So just full transparency. I know that's really important, and I want my viewers to be happy. And so the last thing I want to say here related to that, if I do a product review and you have a bad experience with the products that I talk about, I would like to know about it. So you can email me at businesswithsarge@gmail.com, or you can contact me through my Instagram, which is everything_with_Sarge. and private message me over there. Because if you're having a problem and you've tried to resolve it with our customer service and you get a negative response, I definitely do want to know about that. My viewers are important. You could send me screenshots and something that I can help with. Maybe I'll contact the company and say, hey, I've been promoting you guys. And if not, if it's a really bad experience, then maybe we'll just stop plugging for them, all right? All right, and here's the audience participation part. If you haven't already done so, please consider giving this video a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. We drop videos twice a week. And so going into 2020, what videos would you like to see more of? The silver stacking videos tend to do really well. I get the most views and the most likes on those, so we certainly can do more of those. The knife review videos are probably my favorite. The gardening ones I'll continue to do because it's a skill and I feel like I've got a strong knowledge base in there that I can share with you all. I'm also a black belt in one form of martial arts and a blue belt in another, and also did a little bit of boxing. So I've got like 3 different types of martial arts that I can speak to if you want me to talk a little bit about self-defense. I don't have somebody that's willing to work with me in the videos. That makes it a little bit hard, but I still think there's some things that I can do there. I'm a licensed therapist too, so I can speak a lot to like, managing our panic during crisis situations, managing our trauma response, helping other people with like some mental health first aid. So if you guys want me to do more of that stuff, I can. I did some of that early on in 2020, and so it's buried in there. If you want to take a look, there is some of that content in there. And I moved some of that also over to my other channel, which is Health and Mental Health with Sarge. So you can check that out too. But comment down below. Tell me which videos you like the most and what you would like to see more of. All right, that's going to do it for today. Keep planting your seeds. Keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.